Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, everybody? This is Joseph Conlon coming to you with your Monday Night Raw review on Monday, October 12th, 2020. Tonight was the second and final night of the WWE Draft. We're going to talk about everything that happened in the draft tonight to start it off like we did Saturday morning. The show tonight was not as bad as last week's show. Last week's show was absolutely horrible, and I felt like I did not even want to be here. This week's show wasn't as bad as last week, but it still wasn't a good show by any means. The draft, listen, man, I try I try to get excited for the draft every year, and then just every year I get disappointed. I mean it's funny. It's funny how they get you so excited for the draft or the shake-up or whatever they want to do to try to draw ratings, but I mean, every time they just do a draft, I mean, we just get excited, and what happens? Nothing changed. Stephanie McMahon said that these changes to the different brands are career-changing decisions. And I laughed for about a minute when she said that. That was so hilarious. Nothing about this is career-changing. We might as well just start off with the draft. I'm not even going to get to the normal intro. You guys know to go check out my past couple videos. But we're just going to start. We're just going to talk about the draft. I mean, I just got into it. We're going to get into it right now. So, the selections made by Monday Night Raw tonight were as followed. First round was the Fiend, Bray, Wyatt, Randy Orton, and Charlotte Flair. I can't wait to see Charlotte Flair come back on television. Man, I'm so excited, said no one ever. We all know that she's coming back, and Asuka is the Raw Women's Champion, and she's holding that title warm before Charlotte Flair comes back and takes it from her. We all know that's going to happen. Then we got Braun Strowman, which I predicted, Matt Riddle, which I predicted, and Jeff Hardy, which I did not expect, but Jeff Hardy is on Monday Night Raw. Then we got Retribution, who in storyline cases makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Raw taking Retribution makes no sense whatsoever. Yes, let's just pick the faction who has destroyed and tortured and manipulated the entire brand for about 2 months now. Yes, let's pick them over the superstars who work their ass off and actually train. Yes, I'm just trying to make up stuff there with training and superstars, but I mean, Jesus Christ, that makes no sense. Like in a realistic standpoint, why would you pick the faction that is literally trying to destroy your brand? So I had to bring that up. I just had to. We did not see them on the show tonight. We were supposed to get an explanation from Mustafa Ali. We did not get that tonight, and I don't know why. But then wrapping up in the third round, we Raw selected Keith Lee and Alexa Bliss. So we got that pairing between Alexa Bliss and The Fiend on Monday Night Raw now. Then in the fourth round, Raw selected Elias, which we will get to later in the show, Lacey Evans, and Sheamus. I'll tell you what, man. If Drew McIntyre is the WWE champion coming out of Hell in a Cell, which I hope he is, Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus for the WWE championship at a TLC could be very good. That could be very good. That match could be great. And I think those two guys could tell a great story. And they're actually friends outside of the WWE. And they could game plan what kind of match they want to put on. So I actually really like that move right there. Then in the 5th round, they got Nikki Cross, R-Truth, and Dabba-Kato, which I find a waste because Dabba-Kato has been strictly Raw Underground, and we haven't seen him wrestle in the ring once. So I'm not sure how I feel about Dabba-Kato. And then finally in the 6th round, Raw picked Titus O'Neil, Peyton Royce, and Akira Tozawa. SmackDown selections tonight were Bayley and the Street Profits in the 1st round, Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens in the 2nd round, Lars Sullivan, who doesn't even deserve to be in a wrestling ring, and Baron Corbin in the 3rd round, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Shinsuke Nakamura in the 4th round. Yes, Retribution, a faction that's trying to destroy the WWE, was selected over the Intercontinental Champion. Monday Night Raw could have easily picked Sami Zayn. Now, I know that wouldn't make sense because they already have the U.S. Champion Bobby Lashley, but I mean, come on, I'm just saying facts here, folks. And then in the 5th round, SmackDown selected Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode along with Apollo Crews. We finally got him away from the Hurt Business. Thank God. Thank goodness. And then in the 6th and final round was Carmella and Alistair Black, which is an absolute disgrace. He was picked in the same round as Titus O'Neil, Carmella, Peyton Royce, and Akira Tozawa. If you guys don't see a problem in this, you are a complete idiot. I'm sorry. You are an absolute complete idiot if you don't see an issue with that. I'm sorry. That is just awful, man. So those were the picks tonight. And overall, this draft sucked. It's the same draft as last year. Lazy, and it's unexciting. And I didn't care. And what's this gonna mean in the end? We know Survivor Series is in a month. So right after Hell in a Cell, we'll see the SmackDown Superstars on Raw, and we'll see the Raw Superstars on SmackDown, because we got to build up for Survivor Series. So there's really no point of this draft whatsoever. They only do it for ratings, and that's the legit reason. Let's talk about the actual show itself. The first segment, kind of lame, boring. Randy Orton was cutting a promo. Drew McIntyre came out, and he was brawling with Randy Orton. And now, before I move on to the next segment, I have enjoyed the feud between Orton and McIntyre for the most part, but last week they were in a match together, and now this week all they're doing is brawling. Since SummerSlam to about Clash of Champions, I have enjoyed this feud. But you could tell in a feud where there was no gas left in the tank. And this feud has no gas left in the tank. They are literally just waiting for these guys to get to Hell in a Cell, have their final match together, and then call it a feud. You can tell that in this segment right here, that they don't know what to do from now until Hell in a Cell. So they're like, let's just have a brawl with Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. You can tell. Kevin Owens versus Alistair Black. No disqualification match. This was very fun. There was actually some good wrestling on this show. That's a big positive. We had some good matches on this show tonight. This was a pretty good no disqualification match. I had fun. Kevin Owens got dumped onto the announcer table. He got thrown into the steps. Then we went to commercial. Alistair Black set up these piles of chairs where he had 2 chairs on each side. He was on the top rope. He gave a jumping double knees to Kevin Owens for a kick out. Then on the outside, Alistair Black went for a black mass with Owens up on the LED post. Black missed the black mass. He hurt his foot. Owens hit a stunner. Owens hit a powerbomb through a table. And Kevin Owens picked up the win in this no disqualification match. Fun no disqualification match. Kevin Owens got the win. Get his momentum back after his loss from Friday on SmackDown. And we'll see what happens. Both of these guys are on SmackDown. So I pray this feud doesn't continue. I doubt it does. This was hopefully their blow-off match. And I could say this was not a good way to start. This was not a good way to start Alistair Black's heel turn with losing his first feud to Kevin Owens. That does not spell good for Alistair Black in my eyes. Then we got Miz TV with Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. This was trash. This was complete trash. It was Miz bringing up Otis and the Money in the Bank briefcase. And Mandy should be thanking Miz. And Mandy was like, I wish I could slap you across the face right now. Miz Morrison was like, Dana, do you really trust Mandy Rose? Dana was like, yes, we're cool. She's not, I'm not that much strict, whatever. I wasn't even paying attention to this, really. They were sprung up Sonya Deville. And then Natalya and Lana came out to set up a tag team match that absolutely nobody gave a shit about. I went to go make my milkshake during the match. So, that was that. That was horrible. Then we get to Backstage. And this was absolutely mind-boggling. We see the Street Profits and the New Day with Adam Pearce. And he's there. He says the New Day have been drafted to Raw, and the Street Profits have been drafted to SmackDown. But the Street Profits are the Raw Tag Team Champions, and the New Day the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. So what we have to do, they could have had an opportunity. They had listen, guys. They had 2 opportunities to merge the divisions and have one set of tag team champions tonight. They had 2 opportunities in one show, and they did not do it. This part was absolutely mind-boggling. So they had the New Day and the Street Profits swap tag team championships. That is the absolute stupidest and lamest creative decisions of 2020. No one will change my mind. That was so dumb and so lame. I was rolling my eyes in the back of my head, I felt like. Then Rude and Ziggler came backstage and they confronted the Street Profits. And they wanted a match for the Raw Tag Team Champions. Later in the night, they were drafted by SmackDown. So they set up a Raw Tag Team title match between them and the New Day. And that was the other chance they had to merge the tag team divisions. And we will get to that match when we get to it. Seth Rollins' dad had a farewell. He said, I don't see anybody filling in my shoes as leader on the Red brand. Jeff Hardy then came out. AJ Styles came out, and he was poking fun at Seth Rollins before he confronted Jeff Hardy and said, so long to SmackDown. You weren't the Monday. This place wasn't Monday Night Rollins anyway. Then Rollins overheard AJ. They got into a scuffle. And this led to a triple threat match with when Jeff Hardy accidentally called this a triple threat tag team match. I don't know if Jeff Hardy was half drunk tonight, but that's what he said. I'm just going based off what Jeff Hardy said right there. So we got this triple threat match. And I mean, it's AJ, it's Jeff Hardy, it's Seth Rollins. Of course, this was a good match. This was a very good triple threat match. Fun stuff. Good action. But the end. I don't know about Seth Rollins being in this match. Seth Rollins really didn't need to be involved in this match. But I guess he did because what we got in the finish. If it wasn't no DQ or anything, this was a no DQ match. So I guess this is a way out of bringing back Elias. Yes, they brought back Elias. And he came back. And he smacked Jeff Hardy in the back with a guitar. And AJ Styles won the triple threat match. Now, I love this. I thought this was very good. And I really like the way they brought back Elias back. Elias was out when Jeff Hardy had that car accident in the feud with Sheamus. And Elias was involved in that car accident. And he was quote-unquote taken out by Jeff Hardy. So he is coming back. And he is getting his revenge on Jeff Hardy, who took him out for months. Something WWE doesn't do very often, they did tonight. That's long-term storytelling. And I actually appreciate that. We barely get that in WWE. And they actually did it for us tonight. So, I appreciate that, WWE. If you're listening to this, thank you. I doubt it, but thank you. Then we got Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke versus Natalya and Liv. I was about to say Liv Morgan. Natalya and Lana. And I went to go make my milkshake during this match. I just did not give a shit. 3 minutes. I heard Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke won. Then after the match, I saw Natalya walk out on Lana. And I was like, who cares? Who cares? Then we got Angel Garza versus Andrade with Zelina Vega on commentary. This match was 7 minutes. Such a shame that these two talented individuals only got 7 minutes on this show. That is absolutely pathetic. That's pathetic. For two talents like Garza and Andrade to get 7 minutes. Andrade wanted Vega to watch him, what he was going to do to Angel Garza. He was going to give him a hammerlock DDT on the outside. He got thrown onto the barricade, into the ring post. Garza threw him in. Wing Clipper, and Garza pinned Andrade. Zelina Vega got in the ring to help Andrade. Then all of a sudden, we see the lights go out. And the light turns red. And you know what that means. The Fiend's coming out. But he wasn't alone. Because when the lights came on, the red lighting appearing, we saw Alexa Bliss hanging upside down on the turnbuckles. She was hanging upside down. Then behind Andrade and Vega was the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. And we saw Wyatt and Alexa Bliss hit on Andrade and Vega, what they were calling Sister Union. I believe that's what they're calling it. And then they just stared at each other and the lights went off. This was great. I honestly thought this was the best thing on the show tonight. This was very good right here. Very good stuff. I'm loving the work between Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss right now. And I know Monday Night Raw is a terrible show, but I honestly feel like Bray Wyatt going over to Monday Night Raw is a good thing. He needed to get away from the Universal Championship, and he needed to get away from Roman Reigns. Because if he were to feud with Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, and this hot angle he has right now with Alexa Bliss, like they're literally, those two are one of the best things in the WWE right now. If he were to challenge for the Universal Championship right now and lose, that would ruin the duo. That would ruin the duo of Alexa Bliss and The Fiend. This move to Monday Night Raw was very good for the both of them. And I could see a mixed tag match happening maybe at Hell in a Cell between Andrade and Vega and The Fiend and Alexa Bliss. So we'll see what happens. Then we got the Raw Tag Team title match to start the third hour. They were really talking like this third hour was stacked tonight. So we've got Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode versus The New Day for the Raw Tag Team Championships. This was a very good tag team match. I'm not going to lie. Very good tag team match. The action was good. But the outcome was not good. Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler should have won this match. Take the Raw Tag Team titles over to SmackDown. And then you have the SmackDown Tag Team Champions and the Raw Tag Team Champions on the same show. And they're like, what? We can't do that. We gotta merge the divisions and have one set of Tag Team Championships. They had the opportunity right in their eyes tonight. If Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode have won that match, they could be feuding with the Street Profits over who's the rightful Tag Team Champions. And then at Survivor Series, we get a match between the Street Profits and Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode for the Tag Team Championships. Let's see who the true Tag Team Champions are. Merge the divisions. This was the perfect opportunity to do that. And they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. Now the New Day are still the Tag Team Champions. Kofi and Xavier Woods. Both guys are great, but I have no interest in them in being the Tag Team Champions. And outside of the New Day and the Miz and Morrison, what tag teams do Monday Night Raw have? They have no tag teams. So for 5 months, we are going to see Kofi and Xavier Woods versus the Miz and Morrison for the Tag Team Championships. And we just saw that feud over on SmackDown at the beginning of the year for the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Now we're going to get it again for the Raw Tag Team Championships. I don't know anybody who would be interested in that match again. That is horrible. That is absolutely horrible right there. Ricochet and Cedric Alexander versus, they were actually going against each other. They were not teaming up. They were going up against each other. If Ricochet lost this match, he would have to join the Hurt Business. But if he won, that's it. It's over. Ricochet and the Hurt Business have to go their separate ways on Monday Night Raw. Match was short, but I liked the ending. I did like the ending of this. So Cedric accidentally bumped into the referee. MVP got a steel chair. He tried to slide it into Cedric. Ricochet caught it. Ricochet got the chair. He smacked the chair on the ring canvas, threw it to Cedric, fell on the ground. Referee got up. He saw Cedric with the chair. He rung the bell. Ricochet pulled an Eddie Guerrero. I thought it was funny. I thought it was good. And the feud's over now. The feud between the Hurt Business and Ricochet is officially over. I'm happy about that. I don't know where Ricochet goes from here. And the Hurt Business, I'm guessing that we're building up to a Survivor Series match between the Hurt Business and Retribution. That's my prediction. So we'll see where it goes. We were supposed to get Ali cutting a promo tonight, and we didn't get that at all. So we'll see what happens. Then we get announcements for next week's season premiere of Monday Night Raw. We are getting Keith Lee versus Braun Strowman. So thank you, WWE, for giving away the outcome of the Universal Championship match on Friday between Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. And we are getting the winner of this Battle Royal versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. Just a reminder, next Monday, I will not be reviewing Monday Night Raw. Yes, not review Monday Night Raw next Monday, because the Cowboys play on Monday Night Football, and I'd much rather watch the Cowboys. By the way, now that I brought up the Cowboys, I know everyone saw it yesterday. The entire world was talking about it. Freaking Dak Prescott, man. So depressing. Seeing him hold his ankle like that, and tears in the car, driving away, getting carted off. Just absolutely devastating stuff. Thoughts and prayers go out to Dak Prescott, and he's going to come back better than ever, man. We'll talk more about that on Friday for the NFL Week 6 preview predictions. Then in the main event. Do I even want to talk about this main event? This was one of the worst main events of 2020. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. This was horrible. First of all, I'm not even a fan of Battle Royals. I hate Battle Royals so much. I can't stand them. So that's one. And I don't have any interest until we get to the final five. So I'm just going to go from there. The final five of four really were the Riot Squad, Natalya, and Lacey Evans. Then, a few minutes later, both Natalya and Lacey Evans dumped out Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. So the finals of this main event to go on and challenge for the Raw Women's Championship was Natalya and Lacey Evans. I could have turned off the television right there, but for some reason, I decided not to. I think I'm a complete idiot. But then Natalya kicks Lacey Evans off the apron. She lands on the floor. Natalya supposedly wins the match. Out of nowhere, Lana comes in, kicks Natalya off, the bell rings, and yes, folks, Lana, who, my God, has she even won a match? Has she even won a singles match in 2020? I don't know. I do not remember the last time Lana won a singles match in 2020. But folks, Lana is the #1 contender for the Raw Women's Championship against Asuka next week. Nobody, absolutely nobody on this planet Earth believes that Lana actually has a chance to take the Raw Women's Championship away from Asuka. It's just not happening. It is flat out laughable. It's laughable that they did this. So, not winning a match in 2020 and getting Samoa dropped through the announce table for 4 weeks deserves you a Raw Women's Championship match. Good to know, Vince and Bruce. Good to know. That is your Monday Night Raw review tonight, guys. I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you have not already, subscribe to the channel. I'm telling you, man, tomorrow, you guys are getting a treat tomorrow. I filmed this earlier today. You guys are getting a treat tomorrow. AEW Dynamite top 10 matches in their first year before the anniversary show on Wednesday. You guys are not going to want to miss tomorrow's video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on the bell for notifications. And about Wednesday, I'm going to be joined by a guest. She is the first female guest on the Big Fight Field channel. She is the host of the Top Rope Squishy YouTube channel. AEW fan Maddie Anderson. She's going to be joining me on the channel Wednesday night as we talk about the AEW anniversary show. I'm excited for that. Shout out to Maddie. Like this video if you like what I had to say about the Raw review. And follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for your AEW top 10 matches in the first year.